Hello and thank you for joining us today. We are talking about the writing on the wall for our generation. This kingdom is numbered. That is what the writing on the wall says. And we have spoke about how the Bible is numbered. The Strong's numbers and index. There is a system of numbers for all of the root words in the Bible. In fact, there are two lists. There is an H list of Strong's numbers, and a G list of Strong's number. The H for the Old Testament, which was written in Hebrew and a little Aramaic, and a G list for the New Testament. So you have two lists, and some words share a number, and that is part of what the writing on the wall is. As we have seen in previous videos, the writing on the wall, the numbers speak to something. They speak to the flood that is upon this land. They speak to the flood of electromagnetic waves, of electricity, of modern technology that we have made the vine of the people of the last days. They have made the vine, the electrical wires, the wireless system, it is their vine, and they have become the branches in that vine. And we have seen this over and over. Now, when you see the writing on the wall, when you see the coincidence of the numbers that speak to the flood, when it's not a coincidence if it keeps happening. Just like if I flip a coin and it lands on heads, and then the second time on heads, it's a coincidence maybe, and then the third time it's a coincidence maybe if it lands on heads. But if it lands on heads 20 times in a row, it is not a coincidence. The game is rigged, something's up, and these verses, these words speak against the modern technology, as we have seen and as we shall see. So in James 5:3, it says, "Your gold and silver is cankered." In an earlier video, we spoke about how the technology, the devices have gold and silver in them, and the rust of them is a witness against us. And now when we look at the word rust, G2447, EOS, that word rust is iOS, and that is the operating system of the popular devices, the iOS. EOS, that word means poison, rust. So the poison of them, as the verse said, "Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust, the poison of them, shall be a witness against you." And it literally is. It is literally a witness against us. As we see this testimony, as we see these verses, as we see the writing on the wall through our devices, as we see it, the poison, the rust testifies against the devices. And the fruit, the technology is the fruit on the end of their vine, and their fruit are bitter, are poison, as we shall see in the next verse. So let's look at Deuteronomy 32. "For their vine, of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes of gall, their clusters bitter." And as we have said, the fruit on the end of the vine is the devices, and those devices, their operating system is actually the Greek word for poison, iOS. They are literally poison on the end of the vine. "For their vine, of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah, their grapes of gall, their clusters bitter." Their clusters poison. And when we look at that word bitter is H4846. It is the word marora. It means poison. This word is numbered. This word is numbered with another word. H4846 is numbered with G4846. This word, bitter, is numbered with the word choke, sumpnigo. It is the word choke. And when we look at the verse that it is in, Matthew 13:22, "He also that receiveth seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful." And when we look at this, we see that these words are matched up with the same number. This kingdom is numbered. These words share the number 4846, and they tie two verses together. And both of these verses have to do with a vine. The one is their vine from Deuteronomy 32, their vine, of the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah. In Matthew 13, it is a vine, but it is a vine of thorns. It is thorns. He also that receiveth seed among thorns. This vine, the vine of Sodom, is thorns. It is the thorns of the last days. People in this vine, in this world, in our modern world, they sit in the vine. They they sit in the thorns and they are carried away with the cares and the riches of this world. This verse has come to pass. It has come to pass for our generation. This is not just a coincidence that these words are numbered. They are bringing these verses together because the vine of the last days is the electrical system. Their vine of the vine of Sodom and of the fields, the electromagnetic fields, the fields of Gomorrah. That vine is thorns to us. It is the thorns as people sit in the modern day, they hear the word, but the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and they become unfruitful. This is for us. This is for our day. This is the writing on the wall. These are not just coincidence. This is not just some sort of a luck thing. This is the writing on the wall because it keeps happening over and over and points to the devices, points to the vine, which is the vine of Sodom and of the fields of Gomorrah, and points to the waves and the flood that is upon this land. The flood that is upon this land and has carried people away. And the Bible said that it would be like that in the days before the coming of the Son of Man. And we are there, for the flood has carried away a generation. And the writing on the wall testifies of that and warns the people that Jesus is coming. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel. You can see all my videos at signoffire.com or on yeshuaiscoming.com. So until next time, thank you and God bless.